Hello, and thank you for tuning in to my review of Hollow City, which is the sequel to Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. This book was a little bit longer than the first book, and I do have to say that I'm pretty impressed with the second volume compared to the first volume. And I have to say that the reason why I'm so impressed with this one versus the starter book, the lead book of the series, is because at this point you can tell when reading this book that the author has had a chance to develop the characters and to kind of have an idea of where he's going with the story that's based on these peculiar or strange photos. And I was right if you saw my last review, the one about Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, that yes, some of the photos have been digitally altered. He admits this in the acknowledgments in the back of this book, that yes, they are all found photos and some of them have been digitally altered. So I think that that's pretty cool that he's based a story on found pictures. So like I said that in my last review of the first volume, it's a really cool concept. Besides, the difference between this book and the first book is the first book kind of really focused more on Jacob Portman and how he was dealing with finding Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children and how his reactions to this new world were. Whereas this book focuses more on the peculiar children themselves. That's another reason why I thought this was a really great book compared to the first one, because you'll meet new characters, and some of the old characters from the first volume are in this book as well. He does use the love interest. I'm not going to spoil it by saying who it is. If you've read the first book, you kind of already know and have a hint as to who the love interest is. But I admire the fact that it's not all about that. It's just about the kids and how they're trying to fix their situation and how they're trying to solve their problems. So a big plus on that. I really liked how the story flowed. And at one point near the near ending, I kind of ran across a predictable occurrence. Something I just knew deep down inside. I just had a feeling that, yeah, this is not what it appears to be, and I was right. But the end of the book was very, very shocking, and one that I really, really enjoyed. Thumbs up to Ransom Riggs for ending it this way. Yes, it did end on a cliffhanger just like the first book, but it was beautifully done and in an excitable way that makes you excited to want to pick up and read a third volume of this book. Now, I really hope that this book does not become a series. I really hope that it just ends up being a trilogy, only because of the one time where I thought something was going to happen and then it did, because a lot of times in most of the YA books I've read, sometimes they become too predictable. And I'm afraid that if this book gets turned into a series, it's going to become predictable after a while. But then again, it would be kind of hard to make a series that's based on found photographs too predictable, because the concept alone is so unique and original. I really don't have too many faults or flaws that I'm finding with this book, and I did rate this 4 stars on Goodreads as opposed to the 3 stars I gave to Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I really enjoyed this, and this is one of the first YA books that I've really seemed to enjoy, whereas a few of the other ones I've just thought were okay. So I am looking forward to reading the third volume. I'm not sure when that will be coming out. I'm sure it's going to be a while before that one is released. See, I did this review with no spoilers. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, catch you later.